Hello everyone, tonight I want to tell you a story about a woman who brought receipts to her own engagement party. Not the kind you frame. The kind that destroy families. Her name is Charlotte, and when you hear what she did, you'll have to decide if she was brave or something much worse. Let's begin. The ballroom is full. 200 guests in black tie, champagne flutes raised, crystal chandeliers throwing light across silk and diamonds. Charlotte's future mother-in-law is mid-toast, voice warm with practiced grace, when the speakers crackle. A man's voice cuts through the room. Sharp. Impatient. It's James, Charlotte's fiancé, but no one recognizes the tone. No, say it softer. You sound angry. My mother needs to believe you mean it. The room freezes. Glasses stop mid-air. A woman's voice responds, small and careful. I'm sorry I contradicted you, Eleanor. It won't happen again. Again. From the top. Silence. Charlotte stands near the AV booth, phone in hand, connected by a single white cable. She watches Eleanor's face drain of color. The recording is 11 minutes long. She hasn't pressed stop. Hello everyone. Today I want to tell you a story about a woman who recorded every apology she was forced to rehearse. And the night she played them all back. But before we get to that ballroom, we need to rewind 6 months. To the moment Charlotte realized what she'd gotten herself into. It's a Sunday in April. Charlotte sits at the Whitmore family's dining table in their Beacon Hill townhouse. The kind of place where the silverware has a pedigree. Where every surface whispers old money, even though Charlotte will later learn it's all a lie. She's wearing the right dress. The right shoes. Her posture is almost perfect. Almost. Eleanor Whitmore, James's mother, sits at the head of the table. She has the kind of voice that never rises but somehow fills every room. Right now, she's discussing the spring gala for the Children's Hospital. Specifically, the size of the donation the family will be making. We've committed $50,000 this year, Eleanor says, dabbing her mouth with a linen napkin. It's important to be seen as generous. Especially now. Charlotte knows the truth. She saw the actual donation receipt last week when she was helping James organize his files. 5,000. Not 50. She should stay quiet. She knows she should stay quiet. I thought the donation was 5, Charlotte says. Her voice is pleasant. Conversational. I saw the receipt. The table goes still. James's hand finds hers under the table. His grip is tight. Too tight. Eleanor's smile doesn't move. We don't air financial details publicly, dear. Even among family. Of course, Charlotte says quickly. I'm sorry, I just thought, it's fine. Eleanor's tone makes it clear it's not fine. James, perhaps you could show Charlotte the library? I believe she'd appreciate the first editions. James stands immediately. His hand is still locked around Charlotte's. Great idea, Mom. He leads her out of the dining room. Down the hall. Into the library with its leather chairs and books no one reads. The door closes. James releases her hand. He pulls out his phone and opens the Notes app. Okay, he says. His voice is different now. Clipped. Efficient. Let's practice what you're going to say. Charlotte stares at him. Practice? The apology. To my mother. He's already typing. You embarrassed her in front of my father. You need to fix it. James, I was just, Charlotte. He looks up. His eyes are flat. This is important. My mother needs to know you respect her. So we're going to practice until it sounds right. He turns the phone toward her. There's a script. Actual words he's written out for her to say. Charlotte feels something shift in her chest. Something cold. She reaches into her purse, pulls out her own phone, opens the voice memo app. "Okay," she says quietly. "Let's practice." She presses record. James doesn't notice. He's too focused on his script, on making sure she gets the words exactly right. Charlotte reads the apology he wrote. Once. Twice. 3 times. Each time, he corrects her tone, her pacing, the way she emphasizes certain words. When he's finally satisfied, she stops the recording, saves it with a date stamp. Apology number 1. She has no idea she'll eventually have 47 more. It becomes a routine. Every time Charlotte steps outside the invisible lines James has drawn around her behavior, they rehearse. After she wears a dress his mother calls too revealing at a charity gala, they rehearse in his car on the drive home. After she mentions her own career in front of his father's business partners, they rehearse in the restaurant's private room while dessert goes cold. After she laughs too loudly at a joke his cousin made, they rehearse in his apartment at midnight, her heels still on, his voice patient and relentless. Each time, her phone records from inside her purse. She never tells him. He never asks why she's gotten so good at apologizing. By week 6, she has 19 recordings. By week 10, 32. The pattern is always the same. He opens his notes app. He's already written what she needs to say. He makes her read it back until her tone is right. Until she sounds sorry enough, contrite enough, small enough. And every time, when she finally gets it perfect, he smiles and says, "Good girl." She started to hate those 2 words more than the apologies themselves. The recordings pile up. Apology for contradicting his mother about the seating chart. Apology for suggesting they honeymooned somewhere other than his family's villa in Tuscany. Apology for checking her work email during his father's birthday dinner. Apology for wearing flats instead of heels to Sunday brunch. She labels each file with the date and the offense. A catalog of her shrinking. Then, 3 months before the engagement party, Charlotte goes to his father's study to look for wedding venue contracts. James asked her to handle the logistics. His mother wanted everything documented. Charlotte opens the desk drawer looking for the folder. She finds something else instead. Bankruptcy filings. Foreclosure notices. Letters from creditors. The family is drowning. The estate is leveraged to the ceiling. His father's company is bleeding money. And tucked between the legal documents, a handwritten note in his mother's script. Charlotte is the solution. Her trust fund. Her family's name. Her money. The engagement isn't about love. It's a merger. A bailout. She stands in the study, papers in her hands, and thinks about every apology she's rehearsed. Every time she made herself smaller. Every recording on her phone. 47 of them now. 47 times he made her practice being sorry for taking up space. She puts the documents back exactly where she found them. Closes the drawer. Walks out of the study. James is in the living room on a call with the caterer. He smiles at her. "Mouths love you." Charlotte smiles back. She has 47 recordings. She has proof of their bankruptcy. And she has a choice to make. 1 week before the engagement party, Charlotte sits on James's couch at 11 p.m. Her credit card statements are spread across the coffee table. She's highlighted every charge in yellow. $15,000 to his mother's event planner last month. $8,000 to his father's country club 2 months before that. $22,000 to a luxury car lease in his sister's name. All on her cards. All with her permission, technically. James paces behind the couch. He's holding his phone. Notes app open. He's been typing for 3 minutes. Charlotte watches him. She doesn't say anything. He stops pacing. Looks at her. Says, "We need to talk about what you said to my mother." Charlotte blinks. She suggested a smaller wedding yesterday. Intimate. Just close family. His mother's face went tight. James's jaw clenched. Now he's here. Scripting her apology. He sits across from her. Reads from his phone. "You'll say you were overwhelmed and didn't mean to question her vision. You'll say you trust her judgment completely. You'll say planning a wedding made you anxious and you spoke without thinking." Charlotte stares at the statements. The yellow highlighter marks. The numbers. He keeps talking. "You'll thank her for being patient with you. You'll say you're grateful to be joining the family. You'll say it exactly like that. Grateful to be joining. Not lucky. Grateful." Charlotte reaches into her bag. Pulls out her phone. Opens the voice memo app. Presses record. Sets it on the table between them. James doesn't notice. He's still reading his script. "You'll apologize for making her feel like her taste wasn't good enough. You'll tell her the wedding she's planning is perfect." Charlotte's voice comes out flat. "Why?" James looks up. "Because you embarrassed her." Charlotte shakes her head. "Why am I paying for all of it?" The room goes silent. James sets his phone down. Looks at the statements on the table. Looks back at her. His voice shifts. Colder now. "We talked about this. You said you wanted to contribute." Charlotte picks up the car lease bill. "I didn't agree to lease your sister a Range Rover." James stands. Starts pacing again. "My family has expenses. You knew that." Charlotte's hand tightens on the paper. "I knew you were in debt. I didn't know I was the only one paying it off." James stops. Turns to face her. His voice is clinical now. "Transactional. When you marry me, it's all shared anyway. This is an investment in our future. You'll thank me when you're part of this family." Silence. 4 seconds of it. Charlotte stares at him. At the man she almost married. At the script he wrote for her apology. At the bills she's been paying while he managed her into compliance. She stands. Picks up her phone. Stops the recording. 48 now. James watches her gather the statements. "Where are you going?" Charlotte doesn't answer. She walks to the door. He follows. Grabs her arm. "We're not done." She pulls free. Leaves. The door slams behind her. She sits in her car. Opens her banking app. Scrolls to recent charges. Another 15,000. Posted today. His mother's event planner again. For the engagement party. The one Charlotte's family is hosting. The one his family is bankrupting themselves to impress people at. Charlotte opens her contacts. Finds the AV company. Sends an email. She needs a specific audio setup for next week. Professional grade. Wireless sync capability. She attaches a file. Recording number 48. Just to test the quality. She drives home. Doesn't cry. Doesn't scream. Just drives. The choice is made. The recording ends. 11 minutes of Charlotte's voice, apologizing for things she didn't do wrong. Apologizing for contradicting his mother. For suggesting a smaller wedding. For asking where the money went. The ballroom is silent except for the hum of the projector. Charlotte doesn't move from her position near the AV booth. She pulls out her phone. Swipes twice. The projector screen behind the head table flickers to life. The first image is a bank statement. Her bank statement. $15,000 to Elite Events Management. Posted yesterday. The second image is a text thread. James to his mother. She'll never check the wedding budget. Just route it through the planner. His mother's response. How much can we take before she notices? The third image is a bankruptcy filing. James's father's name at the top. Chapter 11. Filed 6 months before the engagement. The room erupts. Voices overlap. Someone shouts, "Oh my God." Someone else says, "Is this real?" James's father stands so fast his chair tips backward. His face goes from red to gray in seconds. His mother grips the edge of the table, knuckles white. Charlotte swipes again. Another screenshot. James's text to his brother. Charlotte's trust fund clears next month. We just need to keep her happy until then. Another swipe. A charge for $22,000. His mother's country club dues. Paid from Charlotte's account. Another swipe. James's text to someone named Victoria. Managing Charlotte is exhausting, but the payout is worth it. The crowd is shouting now. Chairs scrape against marble. Phones come out. Camera flashes pop like strobe lights. Someone near the back yells, "You're recording this, right?" James moves. He shoves past his cousin, past 2 waiters, straight toward Charlotte. She doesn't flinch. Doesn't step back. Just watches him come. He reaches her. Stops inches away. His jaw is tight. His eyes are wild. He doesn't apologize. He doesn't beg. He leans in close and hisses, "You knew about the money. You stayed. You used us for content." The room goes silent. Because he's not wrong. Charlotte stares at him. Doesn't blink. Doesn't deny it. The projector is still glowing behind them. The evidence is still there. The recordings are still playing in everyone's memory. And James just said the one thing that changes everything. Charlotte doesn't move. She stands there, James's accusation hanging in the air like smoke. The room is watching. Waiting. She can feel the shift. The narrative cracking open. She takes one step forward. Then another. She walks to the microphone stand near the projector. Her heels click on marble. No one stops her. She wraps her fingers around the mic. It squeals with feedback. She doesn't flinch. Her voice comes out steady. Amplified. Clear. He's right. The room inhales. I found the bankruptcy filing 6 months ago. I was looking for venue contracts in his father's study. I saw the debt. The liens. The settlement offers. I knew. Someone gasps. Charlotte's hands are shaking, but her voice isn't. I knew the engagement was about my trust fund. I knew his mother had been charging my accounts for months. I knew he was coaching me. Controlling me. Making me smaller. She pauses. 6 seconds. The silence is unbearable. I stayed because I wanted proof. Her best friend, Mara, stands up in the back. Her face is pale. She shakes her head once. Then she walks out. The door closes behind her with a heavy thud. Charlotte watches her go. Doesn't call after her. James's cousin, Vanessa, starts clapping. Slow. Deliberate. A few others join in. Uncertain. His mother rises from her seat. Her face is stone. She looks at Charlotte like she's looking at a stranger. You're as calculating as he is. The words land like a slap. Half the room nods. Murmurs of agreement ripple through the crowd. Phones are still recording. Charlotte can see the red dots. The live notifications. She's being uploaded in real time. A man near the bar says she used him for content. A woman in emerald green whispers she's worse than he is. But Vanessa is still clapping. And James's younger brother is staring at his parents with something like recognition. The room is splitting. Fracturing. There is no clear hero here. No clean villain. Charlotte lowers the mic. She looks at James. He's standing in the center of the divide. His family on one side. The people who believe her on the other. He looks destroyed. But he also looks like he's calculating his next move. She knows that look. She's seen it 48 times. Charlotte steps away from the microphone. She doesn't apologize. She doesn't explain further. She walks toward the exit. The crowd parts. Some people won't meet her eyes. Others stare like she's a ghost. She reaches the gift table near the door. The engagement ring is still in its box. Tiffany blue. Pristine. She takes it off her finger. Sets it on the table. The diamond catches the light. She doesn't look back. Charlotte pushes through the ballroom doors. The noise behind her doesn't stop. It multiplies. Voices layered over voices. Someone is crying. Someone is shouting about lawyers. She doesn't turn around. The valet stand is 20 feet ahead. City sounds replace the chaos. Car engines. Distant sirens. Her heels click on marble, then concrete. Her phone buzzes in her clutch. Once. Twice. 7 times in a row. She doesn't look. She knows what the messages say. Some will call her brave. Some will call her cruel. Most will call her both. She reaches the ballet podium. The attendant stares at her like she's radioactive. She hands him her ticket. He takes it without a word. While she waits, she opens her phone. Not to read the messages. To check the upload. The private server shows 3 green check marks. 3 journalists have accessed the files. The recordings. The bank statements. The text threads where James and his mother discussed how to keep her happy while they drained her accounts. It's done. She locks her phone. The valet pulls up in her car. A black sedan. Understated. She tips him and slides into the driver's seat. The door closes. The sound cuts. For the first time in hours, it's quiet. She sits there. Hands on the wheel. Engine idling. She looks at the ballroom entrance in her rearview mirror. The doors open. James steps out. He's alone. No family. No friends. He scans the valet area. He sees her car. He sees her. He doesn't walk over. He just stands there. Under the light. Looking at her. Then he mouths 2 words. I'm sorry. Charlotte watches his lips move. She's heard him say it 48 times. Recorded. Coached. Performed. She doesn't know if this time is different. She doesn't know if it matters. She shifts into drive. Her phone buzzes again. She ignores it. The ballroom shrinks in the mirror. James is still standing there. She turns onto the street. The city swallows her. She drives for 20 minutes before she realizes she has nowhere to go. Not his apartment. Not her parents' house. Not her best friend's place. She pulls into an empty parking garage. Cuts the engine. Sits in the silence. Her phone lights up on the passenger seat. 43 unread messages. She picks it up. Scrolls past the names. Stops on one. Her mother. The preview reads, "What have you done?" Charlotte sets the phone face down. She leans her head back against the seat. She closes her eyes. She won. She knows she won. So why does it feel like this? 1 week later, Charlotte sits at her kitchen counter. Coffee steams in front of her. Her phone is face up. Silent. The article loaded on the screen has 2,000 comments. Half call her a hero. Half call her a monster. She scrolls slowly. Reads one that says she's brave. Reads another that says she's calculating. Reads one that stops her cold. She's just as bad as he is. She sets the phone down. Stares at the window. The city moves below. Indifferent. Her phone vibrates. She doesn't look. It vibrates again. She picks it up. Her lawyer's name fills the screen. She answers. Listens. James's family is suing for defamation. Her lawyer asks if she has the recordings. She does. He asks if she has the receipts. She does. He asks if she's sure she wants to go through with this. She pauses. She has everything she needs to win. She has proof. She has documentation. She has the truth. But sitting here, in the quiet of her apartment, with the comments still glowing on her screen, she realizes something. She has no idea if she did the right thing. She tells her lawyer she'll call him back. She hangs up. She looks at her reflection in the window. Her face is unreadable. Even to herself. And so the story ends. Not with an answer. But with a question that won't let go. When you burn down someone else's house, does it matter if you were right? Charlotte doesn't know. Maybe you don't either. Thanks for listening.